Turn on the camera. Camera is back on.
Hey, it's a cool
Let's go
youth
have a
pastor.
fun.
Hey, thanks for joining our game.
Jesus got you too, son.
Yeah!
Let's go. Hashtag blessed.
Woo!
What was it? Jesus is my homie.
He's our homie.
Our homie.
We return to the adventuring party.
Okay.
Sneak around. Sneak.
Okay, they're coming.
Run away. Run away.
That's the first time I've just like had fun with a match in a long time.
Do 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 do.
Recap. So is everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
My buddy's ready.
Everybody's ready.
Nice. All right, we got we recently had Princess of the Apocalypse episode 32. So after leaving the Fire Cultist domain, we traveled a while down a very long stone passageway with smaller tunnels branching off at varying intervals. A scent of campfire smoke drifted towards us as the deeper we traveled. We walked for a while and eventually met a dead end. This part of the tunnel was collapsed with some pieces of wood smoldering among the rubble. Harvey weakened the pile of rubble with some thorn growths, sending up a cloud of dirt and dust that made Kainen choke. Phil polymorphed into a rat to see what was beyond the mound blocking our way. We were under the ruined remains of the Scarlet Moon Hall. With this knowledge, Lady Pierce took her war pick and mauled the rubble, clearing a way for us, while Harvey used a spell to keep the air clear. After clearing the way, the group squeezed through a small gap in the rubble, finally reaching the fresh air outside. The Scarlet Moon Hall had been left abandoned. Kainen noted that to the west, where Red Lark should be, was only smoking ruins. Phil and Harvey attempted to possibly get the attention of Goose Springsteen with a loud whistle, but it seemed that the goose must have been too far away to hear it. Not sure where to go from here, the group agreed to head to what remained of Red Lark. We hoped to find the cleric Noel, who could hopefully shed some light on what's been happening up here. We found a place to camp for the night and settled in for the night. However, during Kainen's watch, he heard twigs breaking in the night. Someone was approaching the camp, so not sure on who or what may have been, he hid in a cluster of trees waiting to strike at whoever may appear. Suddenly from out of the darkness, Kainen was set upon by several vicious hellhounds that bit and breathed fire upon him. Yelling to rouse the rest of the party, he fought for his life, cut off from the group. There also appeared several flame guardians, soldiers, and one flame priest who was their leader. Lady Pierce and Harvey rushed to Kainen's aid while Phil crept around the shadows to fire a lightning bolt at the cluster. The battle turned vicious, with multiple flame breaths assaulting both Kainen and Lady from all sides. Along with the flame guards entering the fray, Kainen was gradually felled by a hellhound. Unfortunately for him, Harvey had summoned their healing spirit goose to heal our wounds, bringing Kainen back from death. With his renewed life, Kainen threw all that he had at the remaining hellhounds and flame guardians, slaying them with ferocious vigor. This left Lady and Harvey to focus their efforts on the flame priest, who turned tail and ran after seeing their allies die. The chase didn't take very long for Harvey to catch up to the flame priest, tackling them with their talons. Harvey was intending to interrogate him, but was interrupted by Lady Pierce's throwing daggers, killing the priest outright. With the enemies all slain, the party grouped up together to regather themselves. Kainen had collected the coin from the bodies of the dead, passing out a shared portion to each group. With everything all calmed down once more, we all settled back into our camp and drifted off to sleep once more. But what the party had not noticed was that Kainen had kept a much greater portion of the coin to himself.
You scumbag!
Yeah. So just for a player's thing, because like Lee lied, but probably shouldn't have lied because that's not how this works. There was like 60 something coin. It was like 64 coin that Kainen found, and he only gave everyone like 10 gold each to make it seem like it was like 40.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that, Elliot. So
I realized post, I was like, wait, we shouldn't have lied.
yeah, he'd messaged me privately, and I was like, oh, I don't think that's how it works. I'm not sure we can do it that way. So, out of character, you know that he took more gold than was meant to be divvied up, but he's the only one that searched the bodies. In character, you feel like you got a fair share of the reward.
And I like it. I roll with it.
Mhm.
No harm, no foul.
It's like I think I need to fix this because it's like what would Critical Role do? They would do this. Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so let me breathe. Well, you're drifting back to sleep.
I think Lady Pierce is on watch now.
Yeah. After Kainen took a beating and then take over the rest of his watch.
Just ow, 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 ow. I need my dice. I have my dice.
Oh yeah, if I remember, while you were chasing the last monster, Phil's like, I'm going back to bed.
Yep. You're like, I shot one bolt. Yeah, that's good enough. Later.
I'm done.
Sleepy time to sleepy time. Whatever. They die, they die.
Well, like in a matter of seconds, the dogs are like torn to shreds by the party. It's like, okay, I don't have to cast a single thing because these guys are just gonna slaughter them next 6 seconds. So I'm
Plus,
going.
we kept ruining your line of attack as well. It's like, no, don't unline them.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, fireball.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, so I need a perception check from Lady Pierce, please.
Which is at disadvantage
Oh, because of rage.
because I'm exhausted.
Well, that
thought you were a level
subclass
2
rage
exhausted.
sucks.
Huh?
I thought you were level 2 exhausted, but I mean, as
We
long
re-
as you're keep...
We rested inside the cave before we went through the fire
Mm-hmm.
area.
Oh, you camped in the cave. I don't remember
Yeah.
that, but okay. I trust you.
That was after we met Wix and such. We got the message that night because that's when Lady like collapsed against the wall. And we went to sleep, and then in the morning we got messages from Noel. That was
In the Minotaur beds.
Right, that time. Gotcha. No, I thought you'd raged since then. All good.
No, I did. I
Um,
just haven't frenzied.
And Frenzy does exhaustion.
Yeah.
Fair. Thank you for clarifying for the DM. Okay.
See,
would
folks,
you
see
roll?
how awesome this group is. Don't you wish you were here?
As
Now,
an
back to
18.
our show.
18.
Yeah, disadvantage was 18.
Okay. So, you hear some rustling of leaves. Reasonable distance away in the trees. What are you doing?
Waking everyone up. This would be like, first off, is it coming closer?
Are you waking people or are you checking the sound?
I'm waking people up, but just as to what to tell them. Like, there's a sound that's getting closer, basically. Is it?
Well, you're waking people up, so people are waking up. Give me a performance check to see how quietly you wake these people up.
It's a natural 1 for a 2.
Okay. Natural 1. Hooray. So you start violently shaking everybody around you. Like, wake up, I hear a sound, oh my god. And
tripping through the fire, throwing embers and shit in the air. Ah!
Can I have a perception check with disadvantage from everybody else?
What is it? Where are I?
Dad?
Yay, natural one! So I also got a 2.
15.
12.
Cool. Okay, so Phil knows the area of where the noises are coming from. Kainen, is as startled as Lady Pierce, and then Havi just notices this little marsupial creature crawl out through the leaves on the end of a branch.
Fireball.
Is it within 50 feet?
It's a scout.
No.
Further?
It's probably about 75 feet away.
Jeez. That's some good spotting, considering it's nighttime.
My owl eyes.
Your owl, I see.
Look
Do you
with
have
your
dark
special
vision?
eyes.
I'm not sure actually. Let me check.
I think it was that I had it, but you didn't.
Yeah, I
or
don't.
Aarakocras don't, but since you were owl, I don't know if we gave it.
No, she's not an owl. There's an actual owl class.
I'm an owl with cataracts.
So you can't necessarily make the creature out, but you see glimmers of moonlight on a silhouette of a creature. It's almost way too far out for you to see, but you just catch a glimpse of it, and with that perception roll, you don't perceive a threat.
What more? What is? Shit.
Havi looks at Lady. Why
Yes?
did you wake me up for a squirrel or something?
Well, I heard a noise. And given the state that we're in, better safe than sorry.
That big
Given
old squirrel.
the state
Is
we're
it mean?
in, we need rest.
It is
Uh-huh.
at that point
Waking up at
that you hear a tooting sound, like a farting sound, and not too long after that, a very foul smell coming from around Lady Pierce. Phil uses subtle casting to cast prestidigitation to make it seem like Lady Pierce farted, and then just goes back to sleep.
I read a Havi. You need a shower.
I don't think that came from me.
Mm-hmm.
And Havi just sort of nestles back in to go back to sleep.
Just seeing everyone just drop it down like, just kind of disgustedly just roll down and go back to sleep. Oh, no, just nerved. And then a giant squirrel thing comes out.
Was it Phil taking the fourth turn, or were we just doing 3 watches?
3 as far as I was aware.
Okay.
Now, due to the disturbances, you guys wake up, but you're not well rested. You do not cycle a long rest. But you do take your time waking up. You are allowed to cycle a short rest, but not a long rest. Okay, so day has broken. And you guys wake up feeling pretty wretched, but a little better nonetheless. What are you doing?
Do we have to do any con saves or shit like that for exhaustion, or what?
You're not
Not exhausted. We just didn't get a long rest.
Okay. So it was just broken sleep along the way.
No, but
Unless
if you
Lee
don't
wants
take
us
long
to
rest,
roll for exhaustion.
if you don't take long rest enough, you do get exhausted.
It's a
Because
cross-
Correct.
sometimes DMs will say roll a dexterity or a con save, and if you fail, then you get exhaustion.
It is a DC 10 for a con save on exhaustion for not having a long rest. Everybody can roll a con save at advantage because for the most part you did sleep, just it wasn't great sleep.
I have a +9. Hell yeah.
So don't
Nice.
roll 2 natural one.
I
Even that.
Oh,
Well,
meets beats, right?
I beat the DC by 1. Hooray!
18.
I rolled a 1, and then I rolled an 8, which gives me 9. I
Ah,
am exhausted.
Oh,
yes,
no.
you have 1 level of exhaustion.
ooh, earns. Ooh, earns.
That's why
I've
Phil
never
got to
actually
sleep
had
early.
to-
Go
I've
on.
never actually had to look up what exhaustion does.
You
But-
basically, for level 1, you get disadvantage on ability checks.
Only abilities.
Okay.
Not saving throws or attack rolls. Just stuff like perception.
Alright. Anybody else have good sleep?
Okay, I guess. I mean, it feels more refreshing out here than being stuck in a cave where everything's trying to kill you anyway.
I do
I
find it
must
funny that
have
we have 2 tens and
acclimated
neither one
because
was
that
you.
was awful sleep.
Well,
Sorry, I missed. Elliot, you spoke at the same time as Splash. Splash, what did you say? And then Elliot, what did you say?
Havi just saying I must have acclimated in the cave because that was awful sleep.
I just said I found it funny that we have 2 tents and none of us used them.
I'm okay
The
with
mini
that.
figs don't work that way. Okay, what are you doing?
Alright. Well, I slept enough, but I wish there was more. I guess. Alright. Everybody ready to head off to the Red Dock?
Prestidigitation, cleaning, and ration eating, hair
Oh, yeah, it is.
combing,
I just
normal.
rations, don't we?
Yes, I no longer have rations.
I believe I might be at 2.
Let's see. I have 7 left, so I'll share with the party. I'll pass my
there you go.
rations around, so that'll be 4. Gotcha.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Mm.
sure. Every little bit helps. Again, I hope it
Might be
makes
good
up for
meals.
failing to rescue your daughter.
No,
Mm. She hasn't failed yet.
just no.
No, I definitely failed. I frankly.
Lady's a bit grumpy. She's hasn't had good rest in a couple of days. Doesn't particularly feel like bringing that up right now. I was just gonna just sort of grunt. Just
Very touchy this morning.
With
don't
good
touch.
reason.
All right. Well, I'm happy to begin heading over to the Red Dock.
Okay, so the party sets out. You know that there's about a day's worth of travel left to do from this point. You did take a little bit longer than usual getting up morning, so it's probable that, I mean, you might be able to make up lost ground, but you will. It depends on what the party's doing. How do you intend to get there? Like, what's your pace?
With marching speed.
we go fast as the slowest person.
I mean, I was going casual. I didn't expect anyone to want to speed up. And I think I'm the slowest at 25 feet.
Yeah.
That so like
That's my walking
creature
speed as well.
creature height. I mean, we don't really play it into effect of just the party just moves at the party pace. Like I'm not
Right. When you said the
holding
slowest, I didn't know if you wanted to say, hey, you got someone slower than normal, so that would add to the length of
no,
the
no,
journey.
no. That's what Will said, and it
Gotcha,
makes
gotcha,
sense.
gotcha.
I'm just not using that mechanic.
Okay, cool.
I mean, there's that, and also 2 of us are exhausted.
Yeah, good point.
So yeah, but
That's right.
it still begs the question: what's the party doing?
Others and
Havi would like to fly above and try to hunt for small game as we go to replenish their rations.
Okay.
Can I help
Hmm.
by spotting things out on the ground for Harvey to like swoop in and claw?
Harvey's actually got a better peripheral, like a better view than you do.
Mhm.
So she would be able to spot things easier for you to find.
Bird's eye, baby.
Yes. Give me so being bird's eye would give you advantage. Being that you're exhausted is disadvantage. So just give me a flat perception roll, please.
22.
22. You spot a rabbit amongst some scrub.
I would like to dive, bomb it, and grab it with my talons.
Give me an attack roll, please.
I'm picturing.
Just unarmed attack.
I like talons or whatever you have.
Yeah. Ooh, 24.
You grab it, like you just fly and swoop in, and there's absolutely zero sound, and you just pick this rabbit up.
Cool. I use a talon to sort of just neutralize it as quickly and painlessly as possible.
Give me a survival check, please. Which will be a disadvantage.
Disadvantage. 14.
14. You managed to get 2 rations out of this rabbit.
Neat.
I have a.
Actually, like skinning it and pulling it apart while flying, so it's just raining blood everywhere. Really nice.
I have a question. This is a dumb question. I'm trying to see if this is a loophole. Prestidigitation. That's quite the word. You instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. So can't I use that to clean the rabbit for the max rations?
So, as far as cleaning is concerned, like you're getting rid of dust, debris, dirt, like
Yeah, but it says
cleaning a
clean, so
carcass-
it can also
cleaning
mean.
a carcass is a different kettle of fish.
I thought I would try.
And I applaud. That is very clever thinking. It just does not fly with this DM. He's,
Okay.
ruthless
Okay.
son of a bitch. I'll be back in just a moment, guys. One sec. Okay. So, the party continues on. Is there anything else going on?
I'm gonna be looking for any like pathways or roads that we might hopefully bump into to make this travel faster.
Give me a perception check, please.
I would like to assist with an overhead view.
Give me a perception check with advantage, please, Kainen.
Ooh, because that was a shit roll, followed by a slightly better roll. Perception, it was only a 9.
You seem to be on the best route. Like, you know you're heading in the right direction. But there doesn't seem to be an easier path. Like, you're in very low scrub, so it's not difficult terrain or anything. It's just the hills. But you are relatively on the most direct route.
Mhm.
Do you where do you guys live? Do you have homes or something, or do you have like a community club that you go to?
Wouldn't call it a club. I'm part of a guild.
I mean, I only
Yeah,
ask because I don't really have a place. I don't know if you guys live in Red Lark, if you don't even live together. Once we're done with this, where everyone's going, you know. I'm a little lost here, so I'm sorry if I seem clingy. But I just
I don't know.
letting you guys know I have nowhere to go. So if you need me to bugger off, let me know.
Do you have family?
He raises his finger, and opened his mouth, just a little bit of a smile, and just kind of freezes and just goes blank. Sorry, what?
A family?
Whose family?
Do you have one?
Sure I do. I can't remember, but I'm sure.
What do you remember?
Dad? That's it. Not much. Maybe it's just trauma being underground so much and being almost killed time and time again. I think I was down
Did
dangerously.
you have a bump on the head or something?
Yeah. So maybe it'll get better. I don't know. Maybe I'll remember more, but right now I'm just. It's like being in shock. It's just not coming.
Well,
What about your
maybe-
family?
My family was with Goose.
Like, are you blood related family?
More chosen family.
Oh, okay.
Goose's parents raised me.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like a half brother or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of.
You have to tell me stories of those days.
Well, there's not much to tell.
I'm sure you had fun and wrestled and.
Oh, they were a marvelous family. I look forward to going back.
Good.
I find it intriguing that you can speak common, even though you were raised by a family of, well, I believe they're vultures of some kind.
It's mostly self-taught, but I can communicate with Goose. And I learned common through reading.
And self-taught for
I
reading.
speak quite a lot of languages, actually.
Is it perhaps an inherited thing? It's just something your kind can just do?
Havi sort of just shrugs.
Do you know of their family anymore, or is it just Goose that you know now?
Sorry?
Is your family still around, or is it just Goose?
I don't know of, like, direct family. I do know that my grandmother fought with the Wind Dukes of Akka, and that's where I've found, my passion through researching them in fighting fights like this.
Is it the wind
I'd like
duke?
to think I make her proud.
Is it
I'm
the
sure
wind
she
duke
would
or-
very much be.
Yeah, the Wind Dukes.
I haven't heard of the wind dukes. Who are these?
They are very focused on keeping elemental peace in the world and balance.
Similar to my order.
Javi just sort of nods.
Oh, God. Everyone, roll an insight check.
On whom?
Woo. At 20, so 24.
Flash, that would be a disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Oh, no.
Rude. That's an 18.
23. I rolled a 19.
Oh, geez, all right.
8.
18 for myself.
Okay. I think it's enough that those with the insight would know in character that Phil had cleverly deflected the questions and turned the attention back on Javi and was just kind of slinking away as Javi was just glowing about her family. He was still very genuine about wanting to know, but he kind of felt relief of getting out of the line of questioning. So I just wanted to reveal that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure we'll wing it. So once we get there, we'll see what's going on. How far away are
Was
we?
that a pun?
It was now.
What? Wait, what? No. What thing?
Out of character, you said, well, I'm sure we'll wing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I didn't mean it like that. Pretty good, but no, it was not intended that way.
Unintended, got it. Okay, so the party continues traveling. The day seems to go by fairly uneventful. And you're approaching near the days. You know there's at least several hours travel before you get to Ren.
Javi would like to try and find some dinner.
Phil wants to help with that, to help with the hunt.
Um,
Phil does not have disadvantage.
no, I know, but I'm not sure how you would assist in this.
Unless they're separate looks.
Or like he could
Yeah.
use like once Javi signals there's a prey, he can use like prestidigitation to try to scare it in a certain direction, give Javi a better chance to catch it.
I like it. Well, yeah, I was gonna be like, it's low light now.
No, it's fine.
No. Hold on. It's low light now, so it would be a flat roll, even though you have aerial, which means exhaustion would bring it to a disadvantage roll. Because Phil is choosing to help you, you get advantage back, but it's a flat roll. Perception, please.
That was a
I
roller
have
coaster.
+8, so I'm hoping it will do well. 17 +8, 25.
25. You spot a deer.
Ooh, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Okay. I need an attack roll, please.
19.
19 is good. You manage to swoop down and grab this thing by the neck, and you dig your talons in as you lift it up, and like where you dig in, it pretty much just goes limp.
Yummy!
All of a sudden, Bambi comes out of the bush. Mommy?
Dessert?
And there Bambi was born.
Oh.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
You bitch.
Okay. So if you I assume you want to turn this thing into rations.
I would like to. Oh, Hazel, come on, man. Sorry, she just knocked over my dice tray. I would like to set this up on like a spit for a more extravagant dinner than we've had recently.
That's fair. Give me a survival check, please. Disadvantage.
In that
No.
survival check,
No. Phil is there, and he encourages her. Yes, you can. And he uses one of his abilities, I'll find it, that makes it a straight roll. If you want, I can find it and read it.
That's fine. That's fine. I trust you.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's a flat survivor roll, please.
awesome.
Havi.
In that survival roll, I was hoping to also find like wild herbs like rosemary or something to just make the meal nice and hearty and delicious.
Okay. 2 separate rolls.
Yep.
A
Okay.
flat survival for preparing the spit.
So that's
But-
17 to prepare it.
Cool. But for the herb check, I need another survival roll this time. Disadvantage.
Yep. So I rolled a 19 and a 15,
Ooh.
and I've got +8.
Jeez.
So
Nice.
23.
You find an amazing array of herbs that just complement venison like no tomorrow.
Marjoram.
And you do a pretty good job of setting up the spit as well. And everybody settles down for, well, you haven't found a camp area.
Right.
Well, there's other two members in the
My
party
bad.
who could have been
You
doing
find the
that.
roadway.
I guess that's on us.
Here's
Sorry.
Team B. Team B, go find a campsite. Team A will get the
Nice.
food.
Finding campsite.
A team.
Woohoo!
Should I also assist in this?
Wow.
Well,
Yeah, it's the only thing that they had, but it's great.
I like it.
Beautiful.
that's a funny looking deer.
Actually, sorry. It's one.
It's a water
Oh.
deer.
I was really getting
No,
into that.
I like that.
Great.
No, it was good.
No, it's so
From
good.
the side, it did look like a stuck pig.
It was a very uniquely skewered deer.
Okay,
Oh,
that works.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's more appropriate.
Mm.
Campsite. Who's looking for the campsite?
Mm. I thought Phil did.
It was either Lady Pierce or Kainen.
Myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no.
two are together while
We
we're
both look for
going
it.
for the food.
Yeah. I'm looking for it.
Give me a perception check with advantage.
Which one?
Kainen.
Okay. Hecked. Better. Good, because it cocked was a shitty number. 17 plus, what was it? Survival?
Perception.
Perception. It's just one. That's a 18.
Beautiful. You find a very secure alcove area.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of brush around, but you've got like a hill backing towards you that provides some cover, so you feel protected in this area.
Is there like a
Place feels
single point of
familiar.
entry to this place?
You're in an open terrain, hilly area. There's no.
Okay.
It's open on all sides. Like it's 360 open, but there's some rolling hills and trees and scrub and stuff like that. You're not in the open, but you're not in a place that's got minimal entry.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
And it ends up being quite a fantastic evening of meals. Give me another survival check at disadvantage, please, Splash.
16 and 13, so 21.
21 total from 13. You manage to, after the meal has been had, you manage to acquire another 10 rations.
Nice.
Whoa.
Damn, son. Damn, son.
Leftovers.
Of course, a bird would know how to do
everybody.
that. Is that birdist? Saying that all birds know how to cook meat. Sorry. Anyway, go on. But thank you very much. This will really help.
It's quite fucking tasty, if I don't
Very.
mind saying so myself.
Finally, some good food. These rushes are good, bothering me.
This
I'm
is the best
hoping-
food you've had in weeks.
I'm hoping full bellies will help us get a good night's rest.
Thank you.
Hopefully, no interruptions in the night.
Amount of points, huh?
I looked at Phil and go, so what do you actually remember before all this? Is there actually much that you do remember?
I'm trying to remember what I do remember. I remember the jail cells that we were in. It was a weird time, but we got out of there. Where they caught me from and threw me in there, I that part I don't remember.
Do you remember anything before?
Do you remember?
the cells?
Sorry. My dad keeps coming to mind. I mean, not a face, but just a thought. That's it. I mean, I do apologize. I hadn't been focusing much on trying to remember, but trying to stay alive. But very grateful to be out there and with you guys. So a little bit of relief. And like I said, maybe those memories will come back, but nothing before the jail, I'm afraid.
And I guess those are a good idea of why they captured you, just out of necessary of capturing people for something.
I guess. I'm not like anyone special, like a prince or anything. It's quite possible that the fourth wall, the guy who created me, had no backstory, so he's got nothing to give me. But, who knows? But if I do remember anything, I'll let you know.
The fourth wall, is this a castle of some kind?
It's a nice room. It's not too enclosed, but I get to sleep. Thank you again for the meal.
Yes.
Anytime.
Perhaps even tomorrow.
Okay, you guys settle in for the evening.
Was the rations shared around as well? I just don't know what happened actually with the rations.
I left mine with Havi to help manage.
I will hand out 2 rations to everybody.
Mind if I have a third?
Sure.
The greed of this guy is endless.
Out of character, you don't know about the gold.
No, I know.
Sorry.
Okay, so you
all
guys settle in for the evening, and it ends up being quite an uneventful evening. And you all manage to get a full night's rest. So please cycle a long rest. You guys wake up feeling surprisingly well rested. You may all, if you haven't, cycle a long rest.
Huzzah.
For the first time in days, I feel good.
Woohoo!
Good morning. Good morning.
Daytime!
Daytime. Morning. Oh,
Is there anything anybody's doing before you head off?
Is there like a kind of since we're close to the town, knowing that what's out here threatening people, is there a vibe like the air feels staticky, or there's no animals, or there's more of a burning smell than usual? Something that kind of keys off, hey, something's wrong.
Yes, absolutely. No roll necessary.
Wow.
So, I mean, you did experience some wildlife in the lead up to. Sorry, is this still at camp or are you moving out?
Oh, well, we're
still
still
at
at
camp.
camp, so kind of
Yeah.
the transition of at the end of packing up and starting to move. You know, now
This
let's
is happening whilst
Yeah.
Harvey is doing bird yoga.
probably as we're getting ready to leave because he wants to make sure
Into the
he's aware of what they
grain.
might be walking into.
And down to the swallow.
Yeah. So, looking towards Red Lark, you just get this eerie, almost cold sensation of like desolation, like this feeling of emptiness and unknown, very uncertain, almost scary. But you like nobody has any level of fear. You manage to keep it all well controlled. There's a very, very slight haze in the air towards Red Lark.
So this is Silent Hill.
I didn't say fog, I said haze. And you can see through the haze for the most part. It's not Silent Hill fog. It's not.
It will be.
Maybe. So yeah, it's quiet.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Well, the thing Phil will be looking out most for is if they encounter bodies on the way or when they get there, or if it's just abandoned, like damaged and abandoned.
You can't tell from this distance. It's
Well,
still a
I'm
few
saying
hours
that's what it'll
travel.
be looking for as they get closer. Like if they stumble on any on a trail or something, or just signs of, just to see if it was a slaughter or if there was an escape. It was kind of what he's looking for.
No worries. So you want to know basically the aftermath situation and what it means for the townsfolk of.
Sorry, I know it's a dumb thing that we haven't even gotten there yet, but he's assuming that what it might be, so I'm just letting you know what he's looking for.
Cool.
You say it's quiet, right? Like deathly silent, or
Well, you guys still Javi's found a deer.
We're a little ways away still.
Yeah.
right? But like, we've been here before. Would this be like a distance where we would have heard like distant murmuring, like on our first time coming to Red Lark?
It's no, you wouldn't be able to hear anything from the town or anything like that.
Okay.
But there's just this sixth sense that's unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think something could be wrong, you don't know. It's just a hunch, and that's the best you have to go on. But you already know from Kainen what he told you that Red Lark was apparently destroyed. And you have seen the smoke in the distance rising from where the settlement you believe should be standing. So it's purely a hunch, and it's just a little unnerving.
Well then, shall we pick up the pace?
Yeah, well, almost don't want to. I mean, he doesn't say this, so it was silly, but it's thinking, almost don't want to, because, I mean, you're kind of rushing to an aftermath, so he is rushing with everyone else, but a little reluctantly.
Yep.
Okay.
He doesn't say that though, right?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's internal. He's just, he doesn't want to see what's there, kind of.
Cool, no worries.
As you get closer and closer, the haze is just, it's a little thicker, and you notice there's absolutely no wind. It is dead. Like, not even a single leaf on any tree seems to be moving. No roll necessary. You notice an absence of wildlife. And again, it's just a little eerie and a little too quiet for comfort. It just doesn't feel normal. And
Eerie.
is there anything happening as you approach the? You're fairly close now. It's like not even 5 minutes walk away, and you're on the outskirts of town. Is there anything anybody's doing?
Havi would like to fly up and see if they can find anything or anyone from higher up in the air.
And this is where Phil is looking for signs of dead bodies or of like quick trails of mass exodus, you know.
Give me a survival check.
Kainen wants to scout the perimeter to see if there's like any one, be it people or possibly hostiles around.
Give me a perception.
Is Harvey doing perception as well?
With it, what were you looking for, Splash?
Flying above, trying to see if there was anyone or anything, be it bodies, survivors.
Give me a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
Can't just keep an ear out in case there's like, because it's pretty quiet, right? Like, no wildlife, no wind.
Give me a perception check, please.
24.
And
No
14.
worries. Nobody notices anything. No. Ken, what did you get?
13 or 15? No, 13.
No worries. Nobody can determine anything. As far as what you're looking for, nobody finds. It's just quiet. There's just the acrid burning smell. There's still some warmth coming from the town. But it just smells like an overwhelming fire.
Am I able to determine if there is anything there that shouldn't be there? Like anything out of the ordinary?
It looks like red lark, but it's not red lark. There's just burnt out husks of buildings. It just it looks like a war zone.
But no bodies.
Well, you guys, there's been absolutely no detection of anything, and you guys slowly come to the town.
Mm.
And that's how the town's name was changed to Emberlark.
Mm. Ember Lurk.
Can I use... No, I would like to use my primeval awareness.
Yep.
To sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of me. Within 6 miles because I'm in my favorite terrain.
You said your favorite terrain was mountains?
I've got 2. Let me have a look. Mountains and grasslands.
Okay, this would count as grasslands.
Good call.
I don't find their location or number. I just sense whether
They exist or not.
there's... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, is there a roll or anything, or it just happens? I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I expend a spell slot to do it.
Okay, no worries. So you expend the spell slot and you just absorb within yourself, and everything goes silent around you for a second as you just put out this mental sonar for you and the area around you, and it's uncomfortable. You sense something. You don't know what it is. Again, you don't know the numbers, but there definitely is something in your periphery, in your radius.
So, with this, I don't find out the creature's location or how many there are, but I am able to determine whether they are aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
You detect elementals.
Thought so.
Okay. I relay this information to the party from above. You just sort of hear like a squawk above you, and Harvey screams down. Well, not screams, but Harvey says, I sense elementals nearby. Keep your eyes peeled."
Everyone, come close, come close.
Harvey sort of hovers down a little.
And he'll kind of huddle everyone together, and he will cast protection from energy, which gives them resistance, and I choose resistance from fire.
Noise.
So for up to an hour, all 4 of us should have resistance to fire.
Ooh. Nice. It's useful.
Yeah.
Very useful. I would like to actually inspect the well over here to see if there was actually traffic towards it. The idea is I'm seeing if there was effort towards using the well to try and put out the fires to begin with, or whether it was just not touched at all.
Give me a survival check. The DC is extremely high.
Oh, okay, fine then.
I would like to. I don't know how I can assist in this regard. I could look from over the top of the well for like footprints or something to help in the thing because I'm proficient in survival.
Yeah, that's
And roll with
definitely
advantage. That's fine.
Yay! Come on, baby. I want another pair of shoes. Oh, great. What was it? Investigation?
Survival.
It's survival.
5. Yeah, I need 13.
You can't discern anything outside of regular foot traffic. And you can't tell if the well was used in the event of the blaze that took hold of Redlock.
Mm-hmm.
You don't glean any information or insight from it.
Okay.
Have we come across like a fire elemental yet? Like the current party? I know that we did with our previous guys. Would
I don't think so.
The only ones that would be like when Havi and Phil were on each other's shoulders talking to that person inside the fire cultist lair. They had like a little mini ones, kind of like sitting near the
We've
forges,
seen
the
ones like the little fire. They look like embers, but they're little fire spirits. We've seen those before
Yeah,
because Harvey killed one in the forest on the way to the
Right,
stone
those little
monastery.
things. Yep.
oh, yeah, there was one. Yeah, we did see one there. Yeah, forgot about that
Those
one.
were magmins.
Magnums, yeah.
Magnums, there you go.
well, I was gonna like see if I can see like scorched footprints or something like that, but I don't think I've ever seen a fire elemental and wouldn't know what to look for. Or even if they have footprints.
Mm.
So I'll just hang back with the rest. I would like to move over to the church at some point though.
Mm-hmm. That would be
Okay.
I think that's at the edge of the village though, so
It's across town. You definitely would have
Yeah.
to go through.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really bad, but I want to search the rubble for something specific.
If you want to message me privately, you may,
Okay.
unless you're comfortable saying this out loud to everybody else.
Well, let's just say he's trying to do it stealthily because it feels like he's raiding a graveyard, but he thinks it's something that'll help the group for some reason. Well, I'll PM you about it. We'll continue.
Sure.
Um,
What's the rest of the party want to do?
Harvey would like to inspect some of the, or one of the burned establishments to see if it looks similar to. Oh god, what was the name of that tower where Goose came from? Feathergale Spire.
Oh.
To see if it looks like they were burned in the same way, because we were trying to determine how the Feathergale Spire burned down, and we couldn't quite put our finger on it. So I just want to see if this looks like it was the same.
So when you investigated the Feathergale Spire, was that with Harvey or was that with Locke?
It was with Harvey.
Okay.
Rubble mainly at that point. At least half of it was gone. I think.
Yeah,
Half
it
of
was
it was
still
on fire.
in flames, yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
It's 19.
Good.
You. Interesting. So you want to know if this has been burnt in the same way that the Feathergale Spire has?
Yeah, it's sort of like I want to see if we can connect the dots in that this place was burned down by the same perpetrators that burned down Feathergale Spire.
Were we there? I mean, did this group
Yeah, we
actually
went.
go to Feathergale?
No, I actually remember Drongo being a part of that
Right.
expedition.
Well, I know Phil wasn't, but what
And
about the
Drongo-
others?
I'm
No,
sure.
it was Drongo that was trying to climb on the exterior of
Yeah.
the Feathergale Spire.
Croker was there. Yeah.
And if
Maybe it was
that-
Locke flying on.
Yeah. So I think that was before these characters.
Because I remember flying around the outside.
unfortunately, yeah, you as Harvey have no recollection of.
Sorry, I didn't mean
the
to spoil
Spire.
that.
Sorry.
No,
No,
that's,
I
that's
appreciate that.
then yeah, I'll just keep flying around.
Checking my notes.
We are proceeding in the direction of the church. Well, and the thing I whispered to you, actually.
That's fine. I feel like that's fine. Way too early. More fire. More bull.
We didn't start the fire,
That started burning.
but we probably did since we took so long underground. No, I'm just kidding. Really hasn't been that long
In
time-wise.
flame. No.
I'm just gonna be keeping an eye out at like intersections and stuff, so I can look down and see if anything's approaching. Watching our back.
Harvey's with lady.
Okay. So we did go to the Feathergale Spire when it was just a crumbled ruin. This was the same day that we saw the Magnum and killed that Magnum in the forest. So we did go towards it, saw it, and then moved on.
Oh.
Yeah,
Good-
you
good
saw
remembered.
it, but you didn't necessarily investigate it.
I mean, it says we investigated and came to several conclusions. The town foundations have been slightly buckled by rocks protruding from the ground, pointing clues towards the earth cultist involvement. One of the bodies found had several different injuries dealt on it, and among the dead, the damage dealt onto it was done by something far stronger than any or more.
Right.
Ordinary?
That's.
Individual? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we did go there for a quick one. Phil was there.
If Harvey was there, please let me know, and I definitely want to conclude her.
If Phil was
investigation.
there, Harvey was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we saw the cleric. We had been with the cleric at the time.
Well, that's where Javi met up
And
with
Lady Pierce was here, so yeah,
Goose.
yeah.
Okay, so Harvey, with your investigation, this does not look similar at all. The way that this town. So, I mean, this is the only destroyed village I could find as far as regenerated maps were concerned, so it doesn't necessarily truly represent what Red Lark is like at the moment. But like it's mostly burnt out, charred buildings. Most of them are black, and most of the wood. I don't know if anybody else in Australia remembers the insurance commercial in the 90s with Jamoan, and he's like, "Don't you see burned down buildings and the chimney still standing?"
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
The chimney's a reminder of where the fire should have been.
Uh,
All around it.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Oh
Sorry.
man.
I've been thinking about that for days. Ugh. Reminder of where the fire should have been, not all around it. Because usually chimneys made of brick, etc. Anyway,
Mhm.
So yeah, having your investigation, you determined that this is different. You can't like you're not necessarily a forensic scientist, and this is D&D, but for the most part, this is different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll if lady is walking down the roadways or the pathways just towards the was it monastery kind of thing? Not the monastery, but the other one, the
Church.
little church. I will walk along with lady, and also I don't know where Phil went. Oh yeah, Phil went into a building, right?
It was way down here.
So
Oh, it's way down there. There he is.
give me a stealth check, please, with advantage.
Phil?
Yes.
Oh,
Phil Connors.
okay. Ned Ryerson? Psh.
Oh.
That is a 21. Oh, goodness.
Cool. You're outside everybody's passive perception, so nobody's actively looking for you. So
Cool.
you do this. Nobody knows you're doing it. So you find a sign on the ground of what looks to be the store that you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an investigation check, please.
All right.
But
And
you're not sure you're going to find what you're looking for because this building is mostly burnt out.
yeah, he's gonna, and I think I've got it. Yep. He's gonna use guidance on himself to kind of hopefully tug on the strings to give him advantage. Not advantage, but give him help. What role did you say it was?
Investigation.
Oh, great. Well, let me do this first. Guidance is a D4, so that'll be 3 added to investigation. So 15.
15. Yep. You find a couple of burned bodies
Oh,
in the rubble of this building. Give me another investigation check.
I'll do just a flat one on this one. So 14.
14. They don't look like. I mean, you're very limited in your knowledge, but they don't look like they were in the midst of an escape or anything. They appeared to have been burnt where they were standing just about. And Harvey, you kind of get this idea that like it feels like the way that this town is burnt. There's sort of like a central area
I was just
where
about to ask.
where the closest buildings are the most flattened and burned out, and as it ripples out towards the edge of town, the buildings are still burnt, but they seem to be less affected. But like when I say less affected, they're still horribly burnt.
But there seems to be like a clear ignition point.
Correct.
So does it look like a giant drank an enlarging potion and then at his size cast fireball and there was a giant fire explosion that incinerated people? Is that what it seems to have happened? I mean, minus the actual fireball, but...
Great hypothesis, but you're not sure.
Okay.
I'd like to investigate this house.
So, you're investigating Kainen. You find the location where you met with Imdar the first time.
Oh, so this is his house?
Again, it's not a representative model of Red Lark. We're just it's how it, theater of the mind.
Yeah. Okay.
But you recognize that this is the building that once stood, and you met with Imda.
Mm. I'd like to check if there's a body in there or any remains of parchment or coin.
Give me an investigation check, please.
I found nothing. Investigation's a 3.
Sorry, what?
That's just a 3. I found nada.
We found out
And
that the building's on fire.
actually, sorry, give me a perception check as well.
Perception check. It's too hot to touch. Too hot to touch. Too hot to power. Perception is 13.
Okay, so you find one burnt body near the front of the store behind sort of a desk.
Mm-hmm.
And through the ruins, you see in another sort of back room another body that's also burnt out as well.
Can I recognize them in any sort of way?
Not with that investigation check, no.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you assume that one of these people might have been Imda.
Mm-hmm. And perhaps the
And
other
the
one was
other-
the guy that we sent from the underground, possibly. The cultist
Or
that possibly
one
could
of them
have
was fake,
been.
and it had the real one tied up in the back.
I knew it,
No.
but we'll never know. Cool. All right, I return back to the road.
Harvey is going to continue flying over, hyper aware that there may be elementals around, and just trying to like watch over everything.
Mm-hmm. If people are happy with it, I'm happy to continue on to the church. But keeping an ear out for anyone who might be here.
Should we call out just in case? Or do we risk enemies still being here?
Well, it depends if Phil is still being stealthy.
Oh, if I'm still I'm still looking for that thing, so.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, with your investigation check, you find rubble and debris. You do manage to find one potion of healing, though.
Okay. He'll just kind of return back to the party.
If there was any survivors, I'm sure they probably would have died by now. Because this place would have been abandoned in this condition. Too dangerous to live here now.
Does Harvey see anything whilst scouting out?
Say that again, sorry. Havi, what?
Does Harvey spot anything whilst flying overhead?
Elemental
Nothing
search.
out of nothing out of the ordinary, apart from an apocalyptic town. Like
Alright.
your attention is drawn into all the burnt out buildings and all the husks and all that sort of stuff, but there's no movement of any variety or anything that catches your attention.
Alright. Harvey decides to fly up a little higher and yell down, "Are there any survivors?"
Give me a performance check, please.
How beautiful is your voice?
Performance
Sing it
is
out.
+0, so it's a straight roll.
Survivors, survivors,
That's
survivors.
18.
This big empty room.
You manage to call out, and you just get no response.
Mhm. I thought you were asking us specifically. Like, I just shook my head when I look up at you. Nope.
Okay,
There's
so
no
you guys
sound or movement or anything.
nothing. It's
Okay.
it's still a light haze of smoke, and there's still there's a few little spot fires that are extruding smoke profusely, but very small columns of smoke. Nothing intense. But yeah, it's like watching leaves burn on a campfire. There's just lots of smoke. Very little fire, but it's still a light, obviously. But they're very isolated little columns.
Yeah. Just a lot of black charred wood. All right. Well, let's just head towards the
What?
church.
Harvey lands on the tree
Question.
while we discuss
Okay.
our next move.
The tree is devoid of all leaves and is half blackened. Sorry, Ken.
No, it's just odd question for you guys. What is today's date? You know, like, do you guys use a month, a year, day system?
Here we go, Lee. Have fun.
Welcome to Moon Cycles.
I think we had once.
I mean, you could say, yes, here's the date, and leave it at that, and say, okay, now I know the date.
Insert here.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You don't have to be specific.
It's November 23rd. Welcome.
1955. I remember the day.
It's Shinty 6th of the Dextremist.
For the best of us.
I like that.
So
71.
it's roughly the 11th of the 11th in 1345 DR.
DR.
DR. Pirate.
So is the first 11 the day or the second 11 the day?
Day, month, year.
Oh, day, month, year. Okay. You have 11/11, so it could be either or.
Right.
Who does day, month, year? Jeez, you're backwards.
Everyone except the US.
I know, baby. We got it right.
So in the Forgotten Realms, a week is a 10-day, which is 10 days, and each month has 30 days. There are no names for the days of the week, and so the day is given a date and of the month. For example, the 14th of Marpanoth.
All right.
No, that's fine.
I prefer the scrumple of shamblesticks.
Shameless Crimpledimp. The best.
The shamalang of ding dong.
That's the one. Exactly what I was thinking. Get out of my head.
So it is the 11th of Akhtar.
Hakta.
Yeah, I love
Very
that one.
Klingon, yeah.
It's a dwarven's favorites month.
And it's mid to late autumn.
Ooh.
So I got that correct. Yay!
Yeah, relevant.
Pumpkin spice season.
But we don't call it autumn, we call it the shaky leaf.
The shaky leaf. That sounds like a great coffee bar.
It's a caffeine coffee.
Yeah.
I have sent you all the image of the the months and the seasons.
Either.
Ooh.
Mm.
I like how the year is determined by how big your tree is.
Nice.
When you say tree,
Go on.
Ooh, the Feast of the Moon. It is Wolfenoot.
Hmm.
the party's heading towards the chapel.
Hi.
And we are going to take a 15-minute break.
Mhm.
So we will come back at 1:45 the top of the hour. But before you even get to the chapel, Noel and Tabitha come out and they realize they heard Harvey's call earlier, but they wanted to make sure the coast was clear before coming out, and they come to meet you near the edge of town.
Mm.
Yeah, bird calls.
I'm glad to see you're all right. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your messages. It was important information. So, what the hell happened here?
Well, as far as we know, there were cultists that came to town. He sort of points to the area where you can see like location 0. He goes, they put some sort of box down in the middle of the town, and this orb was pulled out. Nobody, not many saw it coming. Some ran, some screamed, but most were unaware. And like I headed back to the chapel and I hunkered down. Thankfully, it's still standing, but the next thing you know, this fiery inferno just engulfed most of the town, and for lack of a better term, it spread like wildfire, and most things are now, as you can see, cinder.
Mm. And the culprits?
They're long gone now.
Were they in the middle of the storm when it happened, or did they set it and run?
I mean, I didn't really hang around to find out, but as far as I can tell, they weren't here when it went off.
Any
Hmm.
clue which direction?
Your
That's
guess
fair.
is as good as mine. I was more interested in making sure Tabitha was safe rather than
No,
scouting
absolutely.
them.
Mm.
That's the second devastation orb young Tabitha there survived.
Devastation
She's
orb?
the mastermind.
Mm.
The day we saved Tabitha, a devastation orb was used, a water element orb was used to flood her town.
Tabitha sort of yanks at Noel's sort of underjacket, and he looks down at her, and she just nods at him in agreement with what Harvey's saying.
Mhm. I think Noel actually knew about this devastation orbs because I requested to look through some of his texts on research and found some information about it. So he did actually hear a little bit about this when we were at the chapel last time we were there. So we knew a little bit about it and about like the box and
Of
storage
course,
of
the
it.
devastation orbs. Yes, yes, it's all coming back to me now. I
Yeah.
uh,
Smooth.
how could I be so blind? But I mean, again, I was more
See,
concerned.
someone else has trauma with memory issues. It's not just me, okay?
Mhm.
Again, I was just more concerned with keeping Tabitha safe than what the cultists were up to.
Mm.
It's understandable when an orb goes off. It's chaos. I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're both safe.
I'm just glad the chapel's made of stone.
Mm. From what we can gather on information, Vanifer is the one who's likely behind this devastation orb. I don't know if it's separate ones, likely fire one in this case. But we know that Vanifer is the leader of the fire cultists, and we've managed to find and locate their layer of operation. And but what we do know is that Vanifer is up on the surface somewhere. So I'm assuming she was here and may have moved on somewhere else. I do not know. But you need to be aware that and with your connections, that the fire cultist layer is actually, there's an entrance at the. Sorry, do I know the name of the Scarlet Moon Hall? I don't think I do.
I would assume we have a map, and we would be able to
Uh,
determine where we are if we knew how to get to Redlock.
are you
We could
showing
point
Noel?
it out on the map.
Yeah, I'm explaining the location of entrance.
Noel would confirm, and he'd be like, "That's where the Scarlet Moon Hole is."
Well, it was. It's burnt down.
It's an
But there's
entrance
an
to an intricate cave system where they seem to have set up base, and the cave system seems to connect underground to the sacred stone monastery.
Yeah, there are two entrances. One from the surface from the Scarlet Moon Hall, and one from below from the Sacred Stone Monastery. There is a rising platform that reaches there as well. It's like some kind of volcanic area, flame.
And the cave system's expansive. We spent so much time down there, and we barely, scratched the surface.
Of course, the Sacred Stone Monastery did. He looks at Phil. He's like, "Did the scroll work?"
He kind of looks down. I was not the right person for the job. Kind of slinks back a little.
He sort of bows his head a little bit, but then he sort of lifts his arm and looks into his satchel, and he's like, I said I'd get you another one, and I have, and I don't know who the right person is, but you're the closest thing we have. Have faith in yourself, and the rest are cheering for you." And he hands you another scroll of greater restoration.
Reluctantly, he'll take it and carefully, tenderly, like it was a package of eggs, pack it away safely.
That's truly appreciated. Thank you.
Well, that weapon you traded off had remarkable power. The order didn't seem fit to only give one scroll in return. It didn't seem worthy.
Really, it's that good? Hey, we found another one too. And he points to the trident.
We've found a few of these weapons.
Might I inspect this?
I'll hold it out to him, but I won't let go.
And he sort of runs his hand up the haft and towards the tip, yeah.
No.
And he's like, he asked, "May I?"
It's okay. He'll give it right back.
No.
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to tread on toes. It's quite a remarkable weapon you have there. It's astounding that you said you found more.
So it's just the hammer and the trident so far. we've found these two weapons, and they seem to be favored by leaders in their respective cults, and they seem to have incredible power tied into them.
What sort of power have you seen?
Well, we only caught a glimpse of the power of this trident, but it was able to flood areas and manipulate water in just incredible and horrible ways.
Where is your hammer, by the way?
That's the one he traded to me for the
Yeah.
Greater Restoration Scroll, and well, I gave it to my order, and they imbued me with a second scroll, which now Phil has, and hopefully you can use successfully.
Pat. Fingers crossed.
And okay, are they? I'm gonna turn to Kainen. Like, do you feel anything about these other weapons, or is it just like separate? You don't feel a calling or anything?
No. It's nice and cold though.
Okay. I just wanted to know if it's like out of character. I just wanted to know if it's like safe,
Connected or
and they're
something.
not like. There's no reason to suspect that they, like Venefair, might be hunting it down. But that sounds pretty satisfactory to lady.
I wonder if we could use the trident to put out the fires here. Havi sort of just wonders out loud.
Elliot, you would know this by the weapon's description, that it doesn't possess that sort of power. Feel free to elaborate on that.
I know what you're saying, but I believe that was a spell used by the owner, not by the weapon. This only emits a cold atmosphere, but doesn't actually create water in the way that you think. Otherwise, yes, I would have used it that way. So I'm afraid it's not as useful as you might think for fire.
Yeah. Does
Well,
anyone have the
it
ability
looks
to
like-
find or summon water in any way?
Unfortunately, no.
I mean, for what it's worth, if only it was sooner, but it's definitely too late now, and anybody I could reach wouldn't be here for days, if not weeks.
Okay, so here's my question. Can we pull out the map real quick? And if we pull out the map, what Phil wants to do is look at where the stone, or the where the, I guess, the fire cultist tower was. We'll start with that, and then trace it to Red Lark, which is where they're at. And from there, if you continue like in a similar direction, does it look like there's any towns that might be next? Like, does it look like there's a
To
chance
try
they
and
moved on?
trace a path. Of
Yeah,
where they're
maybe
going.
try to catch up to them. Does it look like there's a town nearby that we could try to check on real quick to see if they've moved on in that direction or not? I guess is the question.
Or was this a targeted attack?
I'm sorry, did I break the DM?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Time,
We also
Elliot's
don't
got to
know
go.
why-
Next time.
We also don't know why Tabitha's town was flooded and targeted. With
Well,
that
to be honest,
original-
I actually want to insight Tabitha because she was present for both, and Phil wonders if she had an actual relation, or if it was just, Deus Ex Machina, just something for the story. She just happened to be in their paths.
The unluckiest girl in D&D.
Yeah, the
Or luckiest since she's still alive.
Well, there's still at least two more.
And and then has to live with all the trauma and the horror and the memories. Lucky.
Um. So,
While you're having a ponder, Harvey would like to ask Noel, is there any scroll or magic or something that you know of that could help someone recover their memories?
Noel has a very furrowed brow. I mean, mere spells, but myth and legend, don't know of any myself. I couldn't honestly be sure about anything that. But why?
Well,
it's not
our
a big
friend
deal.
here seems to be missing a lot of time. And I just wanted to see if we could help recover some of it.
I mean, myth and legend speaks of a wish spell, but that's way beyond me for sure.
Hey, it's all
As
right
a-
to. Sorry.
Yeah, Fred.
I was going to say, it's all right to make an educated wish. Anyway, go on.
Can I ask the guy, the other woman that was here when we were here, Hilda, was she in town when this happened?
No, Bill made a. I spoke to Hilda a day or two before this happened.
So
She
she's okay.
she set off north from what I remember.
Well, that's good.
No.
I believe Hilta was going to
Sorry.
try and rally forces.
It was west, not north. Sorry.
Well, during their conversation, Kainen's put both hands on the trident and actually just thinking, and he eventually looks up at them and says, "From what I can gather from this weapon, this weapon grants the ability to create a devastation orb, but it cannot be easily done. It requires a ritual and requires at least 2,000 gold worth of item to create one. So,
With just the weapon?
and some
Believe
supplies.
I've reason to believe the hammer could do the same.
Probably why it's worth 2 scrolls.
I mean,
think-
definitely will pass this on. It's definitely good to know this sort of information.
I think that might be why the cult leaders are trying to obtain these weapons.
Obtain, they already had them.
Well, either that or they created them all from these, because this would most definitely create a water orb. I could possibly create one if I had the right materials, but I also need a lot of water to do it as well. So if there is a opportunity that requires us to create it, at least we could possibly use it against the ones using the fire orb to destroy places too. It's casting the flames before it can be ignited.
So throw their own nuke back at them. Is that what you're saying?
The what?
Make our own orb and throw our orb at the fire cultist? Is that what you're saying?
I guess.
Or did I mishear that?
It's essentially like if the fire cult are using their own fire orb, we could perhaps use the water orb to cancel it out in some way. I'm not that kind of magic person, but that's my assumption. Water works on fire.
I mean, it's a clever idea, but do we want to risk that? Because that does sound dangerous.
Devastation's in the name, but I think it could help regain and reclaim elemental balance.
But like I said, it's not a cheap endeavor. It requires an arrow ritual and at least 2,000 gold worth of supplies to do it. But if we do have one in our possession, we could most certainly prevent the fire cultists from creating more destruction. We could even use it against the fire cult themselves in their den and extinguish all their flame.
Phil gives him 236 gold pieces and 4 silver pieces.
Oh, jeez.
Just, put it
Havi
away
was
towards
looking at the same thing.
towards the gold, just in case.
Oh,
Do you know what sort of
like literally you actually hand over that much? Sorry?
Huh?
Are you literally actually handing me over that much?
Yeah, 236 gold and 4 silver.
236. Sorry, I thought you said 2,036.
No. If I had that, he would give that too.
Jeez. And sorry,
do you know what sort of components you need?
That's a great question. DM, do I know the components? I just noticed there's 2,000 gold worth of
Virgin
components.
sacrifice.
I know I need a water node, so a lot of water.
Which there's a lot of water at the base of the Sacred Stone Monastery.
And a well. In case.
And the well, yes.
And someone to cast Greater Restoration on.
And this is the point where Lee's like, I wasn't expecting them to make one, but okay.
You know that you need vast amounts of water, and the water you've seen is not enough.
I think we should go get that hammer back.
Would you rather the hammer or your old character?
Sorry to interrupt, but you know that you need to be inside a water node.
Yeah.
Specific node. And you have not seen or found one. So, I mean, even if you were next to the ocean, that doesn't necessarily mean you would be able to make an orb.
Do we know what a node is? Is it like a bowl of stone or something?
Give me an insight
Isn't
check.
it the... Oh.
Insight check.
Can I help with my knowledge of arcane?
I can also assist on this one. From my...
Only Kainen would know.
Okay. Sorry, insight, was it?
Yes.
Oh, cool. That's my better one. 17.
17. I'm going to message you directly.
Cool.
And it's up to you how forthcoming in information you are, Elliot. Look, I think this is something for Elliot to ponder. He does have the boogie. I do need to go and finish dinner myself. So this is where we end today's session. Thank you very much for the game.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.